Okay.
You ready? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, then we're gonna go ahead and get the meeting started today. Today is February 11th, 2025. I'd like to call our Public Safety Committee meeting to order. First, we need to approve our agenda for today. Can I get a motion and a second, please?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Okay, thank you. Motion carries. Agenda is approved. Next, we have presentations and informational reports. I don't think we have any today. So moving on, we have public comment. This provides an opportunity for members of the public to address the committee on items of interest to the public within the committee's jurisdiction, which is not already on the agenda. Do we have anybody that wants to speak on public comment? Seeing none, I will close public comment. And we'll move on to regular calendar. And today on regular calendar, we have use of funds discussion. And maybe if we think of something, maybe possible action, but I know we have until the end of the fiscal year, which is July. So I know that's, what we've been talking about lately in our past couple meetings. And I'm glad we have Officer Jimenez here and our new Chief Roberts. Welcome, both you guys, to our meeting today. Glad you guys could make it and be here for us today. I don't know if you guys have it. You guys want to speak on anything that because we are just to inform you, because I know Rodney, Chief Roberts probably doesn't know, or maybe Officer Jimenez might not know this either. We get allocated from the city $10,000 a fiscal year, and if we don't use it, we lose it. So we like to use it for something for public safety during the year. I'm not sure if you guys have anything that you want to speak on that may maybe an item that you want some funds for, or.
Do you want me to talk with them? Do you want me to
Oh
do
yeah,
that?
because I know during that I'll bring that up. I'll bring that up. Yeah, thank you, Linda. We did talk about that last meeting. Yes, go ahead, Linda. Go ahead. Yes.
You can stay there. You're the school rep.
Yeah. You can stay here. You don't have to go up. You're a committee member.
Yeah, okay, well, I didn't know, which hat I
Right,
had on.
right,
So,
yeah, exactly,
Okay. So at the school district, we're very blessed to work closely with the fire department and the police department. Thankful to have Officer Jimenez as our dedicated school resource officer. He is with us at our school sites 40 hours a week for 10-hour days that he's with us at each school site. He spends a lot of time at Reagan and Rafer. Those kind of are need a little more support sometimes. Wonderful schools and administration over there. So we had been discussing some of the things that have happened lately in our community that have affected students or young people. A lot of that has to do with bike safety, scooter safety, things like that. The officer that does a lot of traffic in the morning reports that there's a lot of kids not wearing helmets. So whether they're on their electric bikes or their scooters or regular bikes, that they're just not always wearing them. Some of that probably is just knowing that they need to wear a helmet. I'll let Officer Jimenez talk about the actual legal requirement, because I don't know that very well. And then we have lots of events that we do together. So we have a safety day, which I told you guys about last time, where each school site has the fire department, police, sheriff, and other agencies come and teach kids about safety. One of the problems that we have come across is that we don't always have funds to buy things that will be valuable to students to take home. And we're talking about things that could actually prevent further harm or to get emergency services there quicker. So thinking about things that we could hand kids, like a magnet that says 911 on the top, but then has also fire department, maybe the non-emergency line, things like that, that they could, or like public utilities, that I think there's like a 411 for public utilities or something like that. Some of that's not emergency, but some of that is, good for students to have and know about, or families. And then a lot of other things that Chris and I talk about on a regular basis is kids knowing the dangers of vaping, drugs, alcohol, some of those things that I feel like we're talking about student safety. We will together be doing with the fire department as well. We have a 5K coming up, to which we want to, at that point, be sharing information with families about this wearing helmet safety. There'll be a lot of families out there at the District 5K where the parent might be the one running in the race, but then maybe they're going to have their little guy on a scooter, and so that is a time we'd like to consider giving out helmets and giving out safety information. So we'll also be, I will be at the Swedish Festival, and then the You Matter Day as well, with lots of safety items. So magnets, coloring books, and all kinds of stuff. So Chris and I got together today. Sorry, Chief, I didn't mean to leave you out of the loop. I couldn't get to you in time for this meeting, but we put together a little budget proposal and a letter for you guys as well. So I'll let Chris jump up now.
Sounds like, do I need to turn this on, or is this already on? Okay. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Like we said, I'm Officer Jimenez. I'm the school resource officer for the elementary charter school district. Linda kind of covered most of the requests and what we were discussing on it. One thing that we have noticed and we have seen is, yes, that there's young adults, right, students that are riding their bicycles on the roadways without a helmet or reflectors, or going against traffic, and these are all legal things that they need to be obeying by, right? They got to go with the flow of traffic. They got to have reflectors. They got to have proper fitting helmets. So one of the things that we're requesting is like kind of a pamphlet that kind of gives you the step-by-step of the safety. So it's kind of like a little quick access where they can actually see, like, oh, I need to wear a helmet. I need to have a proper reflector. I myself have been inputting like this information and on the newsletters that go out to the schools and goes out to the parents. So we are trying to, advertise it and put it out there and get that information out there. I think this would be a beneficial thing for us to have when we hand out. So when we have like our little events, like safety days at the school functions, when kids come up to us and start talking to us and asking questions, it'd be something that we can kind of talk about it, right? But if we don't have anything in hand, they don't have anything to take with them, they might not retain all that information. Well, now they have a quick reference or quick guide that they can actually review, along with what we were talking about, like the magnets and stuff that would kind of help with the information that it's going to be there on a refrigerator. If the mom, dad, or guardian has an emergency, they have that quick reference to call the phone number. And then we talked about it earlier. We were talking about dispatch went to the Fresno County dispatchers. There's a number that we can call it as non-emergency that can get them the services that they need. So on the proposed budget, it kind of was broken down. So if you allow me, I'll hand you guys a little breakdown of the budget.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have the next one, but I was just going to read. I could give you this one. I was just going to kind of going based off of line. So we kind of get at the department with law enforcement, we get this pamphlet with it's a catalog with a lot of items that we can pretty much put our informations on there, stickers, you name it, cups. And then Linda and I went through it and we found that, one would be like the for safety, so first aid. So it's a little slider, little pamphlet. It's about, do I break down the price of, or they can see it?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so the reasons why we picked it is like first aid is obviously it's crucial, right? So it's something that they can refer to if there's an emergency, they can kind of aid and help. Along with, you guys may or may not know, but they call dispatch. Dispatch is going to give them step by step in that process until emergency services gets there, right? But it would be a quick guide that we can give them along with the bicycle safety stuff. Vaping, right? It's a little pamphlet that gives the information about vaping because we are seeing it, or I am seeing it on school campuses from the two schools that we talked about, this Reagan and Rafer, there's a lot uprise of them. I'm sure at the high school level there are some there too. So it'd be something to hand out so they can see that. Internet safety, it's always out there. Kids are always getting into that internet stuff with the social media. That's another thing that I've advertised on newsletters, giving out the information, but you know, that can go only so far. And then just like coloring books for the children to be interactive, as well as to learn when to call 911. Again, bicycle safety at a younger age level. And then the uprise of the gun remarks of schools. You know, they're saying, I got a gun in my backpack, or I'm bringing a firearm, or something like that. There's also a coloring book that tells you don't play with guns. So those are the items that we kind of chose based off of the need that we are experiencing right now.
So is there a pamphlet like about vaping and marijuana or?
So I would have to go deeper into looking at it, exactly what is all entitled in that information, but it's right now just based off of the catalog. It's a catalog. It's basically advertising vaping.
Okay.
The description of it, I'd have to look into it to see
Okay.
what exactly it's covering. If it's
Yeah.
covering, like you said, I mean, there's vape of nicotine. There's also vape of THC,
Yeah.
of cannabis.
Yeah.
Right. Both of them kind of go hand in hand, but I'd have to look into that to
Okay.
give you more of an answer on that.
Yeah.
Committee discussion?
I think one thing that I would like to see is that we are so good at collaborating, the school districts and the fire department and the police department, that, you know, if we can get some of these items, they'll print like our logos on there, and that people can actually see that we collaborate. We care. We, you know, at the school district, we care about academics first, obviously, but we want the kids to be safe. And I think that showing the strong partnerships with the police department, the fire department, and the elementary district would be a goal of mine. And so maybe somebody's thinking, why are we going to pay, you know, 73 cents per coloring book about, you know, bicycle helmets, but also on that, you know, coloring book or brochure, we're going to show that we're collaborating, that we care.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I mean, Caltrans, we have a kids' day, and when the kids' day, they gave out bikes, they gave out bicycle helmets, and, you know, so I think it's a good opportunity, and I agree, you know, that I see kids riding around electric bikes and all kinds of stuff all the time with no helmets, and it's dangerous.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you know, maybe
Well, if
the
I have
family
you on the
can't
record-
afford,
I agree,
you know.
yeah.
If I have you on the record, will Caltrans come to Safety Day?
I can check. I can.
All right.
I can see what I can do.
That's exactly,
What
that's
is
where I
that
was
date?
going with. I was going with that as well. So
What
we
is
do
that date,
the,
Linda?
Speak to Safety Day? Okay.
Yeah, what's the date?
So,
Speak about it,
oh,
what's the
okay.
date of it? Yeah,
So
the date.
we have 6 school sites, but Central Valley Homeschool partners with Roosevelt. So we have 5 days where, based on whatever the best schedule is for the kids, we have about anywhere between 2 to 3 hours where we invite our local agencies to come, and they kind of stage out on the field. And then the kids, you know, like the little kids, they stay in their classroom group, right? And the teacher walks them to the station with the sheriff boat, and then over there to the sheriff horse, and then to KPD. And at the kindergarten, they even put the little guys up on the motorcycle. The police motorcycle is pretty cool. Freddie's pretty awesome about that. At Rafer, it's like a little bit more like open, where the kids all come out of their classrooms and then they go to the agencies they're interested in. This year, having Chris on board with us upped the game tremendously, and 3 of our school sites actually had the sheriff helicopter land, and the kids saw it land and saw it, you know, fly away and got to wave. And they're doing interactive stuff. So search and rescue with sheriff, they bring, like, they put on a vest, like a, you know, safety vest, and then they will like get to throw a rope, like they're throwing it out in a lake to save someone. So it's not just, you know, it's somebody from safety just standing there and talking at the kids. It's that, like, they're interacting. They get to talk about the horse, what the horse does. They bring it just depends on what's available. Like our fire department, they only have so many guys, so we stage them right at the gate so that if they have to leave for an emergency, they're out. So it just we have to be flexible, but the kids learn a ton and they're really excited about it. So this is our second year. The last one will be at Reagan in March. April, thank you. And the thing that we're really lacking is being able to provide the students with something to take home.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We have really strict rules about food and about curriculum. If it is not linked directly to a classroom lesson and a state standard, then it's hard to purchase items for things like that.
So it's a good interaction between law enforcement too, and like the community relationship with the children. Because from experience, you see some children, parents use us as a tactics to scare them, to discipline them. Like if you don't behave, this policeman is going to take you away. So it's more of a better environment for us to be explained that we don't just take children away, but you do need to behave. And then it kind of gives us that connection with the community, and especially the young children at school. So it's a really good thing.
And so do you have a date in April that do you know the date?
I was looking it up, but it's covered in all my schedule in here.
So the last one that he's getting the date for you will be at Reagan. That's the school with the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders.
Yeah.
And it'll be at lunchtime.
At
So,
lunchtime.
yeah,
Okay.
it'll be really cool.
I'll see what I can do.
It'll be April 10th
April 10th.
from 11 to 1.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, we do welcome Caltrans if you guys have something. I actually found out that the sheriff's department actually dispatch for the sheriff's office. They actually have a call 911 for kids program, and they actually did make it out for Roosevelt, and they are scheduled to come out in April for Reagan.
Okay.
And they actually have the program that's directed towards kids
Okay.
of dispatching 911. So, yeah.
Any other discussion? Yeah, so on your 5 safety days, if we allocate the funds for the, for this breakdown of helmets and first aid, sliders and all these booklets, you can pass everything out at the safety days, and then you also said you would be like the Sweetest Festival and then your 5K run and stuff like that.
So we didn't want to be too greedy. We know that the safety committee only has a certain amount each year.
Yeah.
We'll leave it to your discretion to how much you want to spend. But what you see there is basically it broken down so that we can pass things out at the Reagan Safety Day, as well as the rest of the events that we have this year, which is the 5K, the You Matter Day, and the Swedish Festival. And also, I don't want to just say that the district's not willing to buy anything, or like the PD does have a small fund, and I'm sure the fire department does too for outreach, but this would greatly benefit it. It would make it be able to get into the hands of a lot more students.
Right. Yeah. And what's the date of the 5K run?
The 29th of March.
March, okay.
Yes, and we would invite you all to join, not just for elementary students. And it's a walk run, because I'm not going to run.
That's called it's sponsored by the district?
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Yep.
No more Rayford Johnson Fun Run anymore.
Nope.
They don't call it that anymore. Because I ran that one many times in the past.
We'll start at the track, the wonderful track that Rafer was able to put in several years ago.
Right.
And then we'll go out onto the streets of Kingsburg. So we'll be, the PD will be helping us with some of the street management and keeping kids safe. And we're going to be going with a company this year, so they'll have the bibs with the chip, so they'll know when people leave
They'll get their
the
time,
campus, and then they'll get their official time. We're hoping to work with some of the clubs, maybe Lions or Knights of Columbus, to do maybe a pancake breakfast for participants. And
This is the second year, that district?
This
run?
will be the second year.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep,
That's good.
it'll be great.
Any other discussion on this subject of anybody? No?
What's the timeline for ordering? Like, is there time to order this and have it in time for March?
There, we have yes, we can get them ordered and we can get them here by March. That's that. We'll do it.
If our committee allocates funds today, it's, how long does it take for the funds to get to
If you guys
allocate?
vote and motion and everything, then I'll talk to these guys with how to make the payment the best way, and
Nice,
yeah, once
okay.
you guys decide, those funds are available, so.
Yeah, right.
We have a Kingsburg Education Foundation run by our superintendent, Dr. Sever. And so we can use that if that's needed for the funds. And then I would work with Chris and Chief on what will be the most beneficial for their officers to have. And then, or we can also go through the police department if needed, whichever way.
Normally Mayumi is the one that orders all this stuff for us on the little funds that we have. I was planning to talk to her, be like, hey, this might be a bigger order, how do we work that? And then get the information for you, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I'd put a motion.
So you want to make, I was thinking that
Let's
their
just
total's 48.9. I was just gonna say even
make it-
5,000?
Yeah, just make it even, yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
You want to make that motion even 5,000?
I make a motion to, give them 5,000.
I second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you. Good presentation, yeah, we've allocated mostly over the years to the police department, the fire department, and, one time for, the park.
Yeah, the power at Apple.
Yeah, like the restrooms in the park, yeah, 1 year. So it's good to do something different for once, yeah. This is a good cause, yeah, I'm glad that, we're able to help out the school district, yeah.
Does the chief have anything?
What's that?
Do you have anything?
I think it's a great program. I've seen a little bit of this work where I worked previously, and if we could get the logo of the police department on the bike helmets and he's able to give those out to all those little kids who want to be police officers, it means that they're going to hang on to them and they're going to use them that much more, and it's going to be the cool item. And so I just recommend that anything that you get out there from longer, sustainable items, like kids are really into water bottles right now. If you get the closest you can to that famous water bottle and you put their logo on the side of it and you put the number that says 911, but even the number underneath that they would call for the sheriff's department, it's something that they're going to carry around and something that they're going to look at a little bit more. So when we're picking these items, I would say even if you have to go a little bit more expensive, is to look at those items that they're going to want to keep around for a lot longer. And I just saw with the bike helmets that we had it with the fire symbol on it, and those kids were all grabbing them, and we could see them around town. So I'm not necessarily advocating for the fire side of it, but I think the police department side of it, especially with him being on the grounds and kids coming to him and that being that personal person that he is, and be able to even hand those things out on campus and answer those questions like, hey, here's a water bottle for you, for those kids to come up and have that interaction with them. I think it would be huge. So I don't know how often you're saying that if this money, that you don't hold these meetings very often and you have $10,000, if that money's going to go back at the fiscal year and you're not going to have another meeting. I just think it's a worthy cause to spend extra money on this program and get those items that are identified with the police department so he could give those items out.
Yeah, we'll meet once more, probably in May. I think it's May or June.
Yeah, just thinking, with inflation, the amount for shipping and everything else, I just don't know how quickly, $5,000, we used to think it goes a long ways, or even $10,000 now. It's just, looking at that, I just didn't want to see it go back and
No,
miss
no,
an
we always use
opportunity.
it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so if you have something come up, it might go to you.
Yeah. So, I'm not trying to take,
Yeah,
I think that
I
having,
appreciate your,
yeah,
That's a
having
good-
that
that's a
logo
good
on there is
point.
huge.
That's a good point, Chief Roberts. It is, yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So that will be enough, Linda, 5,000? Yeah.
And then in May, when we meet again, if this goes really well, we might come back with
Yeah,
a similar ask. I just didn't want to be too greedy in
Right,
case
yeah.
somebody else came today.
Good starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And just in case something else might come up, before July. So that, yeah. Okay, great. Then, moving on to our next is future agenda items. Right now, we don't have any except in our next meeting, probably, more discussion of use of funds, you know? Or might, sometimes we get the police department in here and get an update and stuff, so. Anyway, next we have committee member reports. Does anybody want to report on anything that, safety or anything you want?
I have one thing.
Okay, yes.
I just, I don't know that it's our jurisdiction, but I know, so as Kern Street, it's our district.
Yes.
So as it
it's-
curves around, from the city yard and then that sidewalk there, all those trees have pushed up the sidewalk. So,
What part of Kern?
so as it, where the city yard is?
City yard, yes.
And then I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah,
which
the
street-
curve, the
Yeah,
turn
the
right
curve,
there.
yeah. So, what is it? 14th, yeah. So all along there, they have those trees and it's like the sidewalk's just all,
Okay.
I'm.
I'll make a note of that and bring that to a Public Works,
Yeah,
I'll let Daniel know about that.
okay.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
I know they highlighted it with spray paint, but, I mean, if you're in a
Yeah.
wheelchair or something, it's,
So normally, when it's sprayed with paint, spray paint, and it's colored, that means that the Public Works is aware of it, and that it's on their list.
what to do.
Yeah. The thing is, the public, the sidewalks only get done about, it's not, you can't just, hey, let's put funds over to that one sidewalk right now. There's be a whole bunch of them that they'll do, I think it's once or twice a year. That they'll hire somebody to come and do
Do 'em all.
a bunch of different parts of town, yes.
Gotcha.
But I'll get that on Daniel's radar.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. Kernan 14.
Just so you guys all know, you could put any request to the city on our city's website through the service request. You can have photos, whatever you want, whether it's sidewalks or something at the park,
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, thank you, Abby, that's right.
easy to do.
Okay, is anybody, if there's no more committee member reports, I will adjourn our regular public safety meeting for today. Thank you for being here, Officer Jimenez and Chief Roberts, yeah. Good presentation, so thank you.